On our honeymoon, she whispered, my ex would have got me the suite. I smiled and said, let me fix that. I then checked out, flew home first class, and had an annulment document waiting on the kitchen counter. Her tearful calls from the empty hotel room were my new favorite playlist. I'm 32 male. I own a logistics and consulting firm I built from the ground up. I'm not old money rich, but I do okay. I'm a practical guy. I drive a reliable car. I invest. I don't see the point in designer labels. I thought my wife was the same. She was smart, funny, and seemed grounded. Looking back, I missed all the signs. The way she casually mentioned her friend's new Cartier bracelet. The jokes about my boring car. Her parents, especially her father, were obsessed with my company's valuation. The wedding planning was a total nightmare. I just wrote it off as standard stress. But her parents were intense, especially about the prenup. My lawyer even said it was weird. They weren't just trying to protect me, which I was fine with. They were trying to insert these really bizarre lifestyle clauses. They wanted things in writing like a minimum of 2 international vacations per year, a personal spending allowance that was just nuts, and a spousal support clause that was completely disproportional, even if we had kids. My lawyer fought back hard. We spent weeks on it. Finally, we got to a version I was happy with. It was simple. What's mine is mine, what's hers is hers. Anything we build together gets split. Fair. We had the big, formal signing at their lawyer's office. Everyone was there. We read it. We signed the stack of pages. I was just relieved it was over. The wedding itself was fine. Big, expensive, more for them than for us. I remember her father clapping me on the shoulder at the reception, saying, welcome to the family, son. You're a hell of an investment. I thought it was just a bad joke. Cut to the honeymoon. We fly to Hawaii. I booked a room at one of the best resorts. Not just a room, a beautiful oceanfront suite. King-size bed, balcony right over the water, champagne on ice. I'm thinking, finally, we can just relax. I'm popping the champagne, and I look over. She's just standing at the window, back to me. She's totally silent. What's up? I ask. Look at this view. She turns, and her face isn't happy. It's not even neutral. She looks annoyed, disappointed. It's fine, she says. Fine? It's paradise. It's just, I saw the pictures of the presidential suite online. She says, trying to sound casual, but her voice is tight. My ex would have got me the suite. The bottle in my hand felt like a block of ice. It wasn't just the words. It was the timing. We were maybe 6 hours into our legal marriage. It was a casual, brutal comparison. It was a complete, naked entitlement. All those little red flags, the prenup fight, the investment comment, the designer bag hints, they all just snapped into place. This wasn't a marriage. It was a hostile takeover. And I just failed my first performance review. I didn't get mad. I didn't yell. I just felt the sudden, cold, perfect clarity. I put the champagne down, unopened. I smiled. You're absolutely right. I'm so sorry. Let me go fix that. She beamed. A full-on, I got what I wanted smile that made my stomach turn. Thank you, baby. I knew you'd understand. I'll start running a bath. I walked out of the room. I didn't go to the concierge. I went straight to the front desk. Hi, I said to clerk. I need to check out. Her smile faltered. Sir, is there a problem with the room? Not at all. It's beautiful. My plans have just suddenly changed. I paid for the one night. I walked out the front door, got into the cab I'd called on my way down the elevator, and went straight to the airport. On the drive, I made 2 calls. First, the airline. I need the next first-class seat to my home city. I don't care about the cost. Second, my lawyer. It was late, but he'd picked up. Hey, I said, watching the palm trees go by. I need you to draw up annulment papers. He was quiet for a second. Okay, what happened? The honeymoon lasted 6 hours. She's complaining that I didn't get the presidential suite. I need out. Now. Annulment is tricky, he said. We'd need grounds. A divorce is easier. I don't want a divorce, I said. I'm not paying a dime. The grounds are fraud. Fraud and the inducement. She never intended to be my wife. She intended for me to be her bank. That's hard to prove, he said. Is it? I asked, given that prenup A show they put on. Also, the marriage is unconsummated. I heard him grin over the phone. That's the golden ticket. Unconsummated plus fraud? That's clean. I'll have the papers drafted by the time you land. They'll be on your kitchen counter. The 6-hour flight was the best money I've ever spent. I turned my phone off. No texts, no calls. I just sipped my scotch and let the whole ugly picture come together. It was all a con. I got home, and my phone exploded the second I turned it on. Texts, missed calls. Where are you? Did you get the upgrade? This isn't funny. The concierge can't find you. They said you checked out. What is going on? Call me. You can't just leave me here. Then the voicemails. Oh, the voicemails. VM1 panicked. You left me? You just left me in Hawaii? What the hell is wrong with you? Call me. Call me now. VM2, sobbing. I don't understand. What did I do? It was just a comment. Please come back. I'm sorry, okay? I don't care about the stupid suite. VM3, sudden, cold rage. My father will ruin you. You have no idea who you just messed with. You are a dead man. You will regret this. VM4, panicked again, please. I don't have any money. My cards are maxed from the wedding. I can't get home. Please, I'm scared. That last one almost got me. Almost. But I knew her parents would bail her out. She wasn't scared. She was inconvenienced. Just as my lawyer promised. The email was waiting. I printed the annulment document. I laid it perfectly square in the center of the kitchen counter. Then I sat on my couch and waited. She got home 2 days later. Her parents must have bought her a last-minute economy ticket because she looked like she'd been dragged behind a bus. She used her new key to storm into the house, her eyes red and puffy. You, she started, her voice shaking with rage. You abandoned me. I fixed the problem. I said, not getting up. What problem? By abandoning your wife. My wife, I said, wanted her ex. Or at least what her ex would have done. I'm not him. I just made it easier for her to go find him. It was just a comment, she shrieked. You're insane. You're ruining our marriage over one stupid comment. No, I said, finally standing up. I'm ending it. The papers are on the counter. She saw them. Her eyes went from rage to genuine, cold fear. Annulment? And annulment? You can't. We're married. We'll get a divorce. And you will pay. You have no idea. Oh, I think I do, I said. As if on cue, the front door opened again. In walked her father and mother, MIL. They didn't even knock. Her father, a short bulldog of a man, pointed a thick finger at me. You, he growled. You're going to regret this. You're going to tear up those ridiculous papers and apologize to my daughter. Right now. I am not. 10:45 p.m., October 26, 2025, Prakrit Sinha said. Then we'll see you in court, her father sneered. And that prenup you signed, the one you fought so hard over, it's going to bleed you dry. You'll be paying for my daughter's emotional distress and her lifestyle for the rest of your life. We made sure of it. My wife's face morphed into a smug, triumphant smile. She crossed her arms, standing beside her father. This was a team. This was the real marriage. You should have read the fine print, you idiot. My wife spat. I read it, I said. My lawyer read it. We took all that stuff out. Wrong, her father said, his voice dripping with condescension. Our lawyer is better than yours. You remember that lifestyle clause? The penalty clause for infliction of emotional distress if you were the one to file for dissolution? You thought your lawyer got it taken out. He didn't. I felt a cold prickle. What are you talking about? The signing, he said like he was teaching a child. All those pages. You were so eager to get married. You signed the final stack. But the version you signed wasn't the version you read. A simple page swap. Your signature is right there, on our copy, the one that's filed. You file for this. He gestured at the annulment papers. Or a divorce, and you triggered penalty. A 7-figure penalty, plus support. You're trapped, son. You're going to be paying for my daughter to live the life she deserves, whether you're in it or not. So here's the deal. You tear up these papers. You take my daughter back. You buy her a very nice apology gift. And we'll forget this little episode. Or we go to court, and by the time we're done, my daughter will own your company. This was it. The trap. It wasn't just entitlement. It was a con. A long con. They used their own daughter as bait to lock me into a financial trap. The ex comment wasn't a slip-up. It was a trigger. She was designed to be impossible to please, to push me into a divorce where they could cash in. Wow, I said. That's quite a plan. It's a done deal, FIL said. There's just one problem, I said. An annulment based on fraud voids the entire marriage contract. That includes a prenup. It never existed, because the marriage never existed. He said, she said claim. FIL scoffed. It won't hold up. Our word against yours. A judge will see this as a temper tantrum. You'll just look like a monster for abandoning her. We'll drag it out for years. You'll be broke before you see a courtroom. You're right, I said. It's a weak case. It's my word about a comment on a honeymoon. I looked at my wife. I need something stronger. So, let's talk about the ex. Her smile flickered. What about him? The one who would have bought the suite, I said. I was curious about him. I had 6 hours on a plane, so I did some digging. I searched his name, his school, his social media, anything. I searched your college photos, your old posts, everything. He's a ghost. She went pale. Her father's eyes narrowed. He doesn't exist, does he? I said, there is no ex. There's no old flame. There's no one. It was a lie. It was a tool. A fictional standard you and your parents invented to hold over my head. A way to constantly make me feel like I wasn't good enough. To make me spend more, give more, until I finally broke. That's fraud and inducement. You're crazy, she stammered. But that's not even the best part, I said. You're right, that's still, he said, she said. But then there's the prenup. I pulled my phone out. I said, my lawyer is a paranoid guy. He's dealt with people like you before. He doesn't like accidents. He especially doesn't like last-minute, high-pressure signings at the opposing counsel's office. He has a policy. His paralegal takes contemporaneous notes via a high-quality audio recorder. It's standard practice for his firm. He even announced it at the beginning of the meeting. This is being recorded for note-taking purposes. You were probably too busy drooling over your payday to even listen. I pressed play. An audio file began to play. The room filled with the sound of our meeting. My lawyer's voice was crystal clear. And this revised Section 4 confirms that all premarital assets, specifically my company LLC, remain his sole property. We are all agreed that the penalty clauses and lifestyle provisions from the draft have been struck in their entirety. Then FIL's voice, yes, that's fine. We're all agreed on that. Then the sound of papers shuffling. Then the MIL's voice, oh, look at the time. Let's get these signed so the kids can celebrate. A clear distraction. Then FIL's joke about the ink. I stopped the recording. The living room was dead silent. The blood had drained from her father's face. My wife looked at her father, her face a mass of confusion, which then melted into pure horror. The document my lawyer read aloud. I said, the one we all verbally agreed to is not the document you had me sign. The one you filed with the court with the lifestyle clause and the penalty is a forgery. I let the words hang in the air. That's not emotional distress. I said, my voice dangerously quiet. That's not a better lawyer. That is fraud in the execution. It's a felony. It's grounds for immediate disbarment for your lawyer. And it's conspiracy to commit fraud for you. The MIL actually whimpered and sat down. So, I said, here's a new deal. That recording doesn't just get me my annulment. It gets me your lawyer's career. It gets you criminal charges. I walked back to the counter, picked up the annulment papers and a pen, and tossed them on the coffee table. You're going to sign these. You will not contest the annulment on the grounds of fraud. You will walk out of this house with exactly what you brought into it. Nothing more. I looked at her father. And you are going to call your lawyer. You are both going to sign a stipulation, which my lawyer is emailing you right now, stating that the filed prenup is null and void due to clerical errors and misrepresentation. You will sign it, and it will be filed with the uncontested annulment. You will do this, or this recording goes to the state bar and the district attorney's office tomorrow at 9 a.m. And I promise you I will press charges. Her father stared at me, his mouth opening and closing. He was a bully who had just been punched in the mouth. He was trapped. Sign it, he finally whispered to his daughter, his voice a gravelly wreck. But, Daddy, she sobbed, our plan. Sign it, he roared, his mass of control completely gone. She signed, her hand shaking so hard the signature was just a scribble. Good, I said. I went to hall closet, grabbed the 2 designer suitcases I'd bought for our honeymoon, and threw them at her feet. Get your things. Everything I paid for stays. The rings, the wedding gifts from my family, the clothes, all of it. You have 10 minutes. Then I'm calling the police for trespassing. She ran upstairs, wailing. Her parents just stood there, defeated. 2 empty, old statues. She came down 10 minutes later, dragging her bags. She looked at me one last time, her face a mask of pure, unadulterated hatred. I loved you, she whispered. No, I said, holding the door open. You love the suite. Go find your ex. I shut the door on all 3 of them. The annulment went through a few weeks. Later, uncontested. It was like it never even happened. It's been 6 months. I learned a hard lesson. Sometimes the red flags aren't just flags. They're giant waving billboards, and you're just a fool driving straight at them.